We can.
All
right, welcome everybody. My name is Tom Schmidt. We're here today to talk about a new investment opportunity through Ticker Tape Investments, which is TTI Gaming Holdings, LLC. TTI Gaming Holdings is a single purpose entity that we are going to aggregate capital from investors and make a purchase of a single asset, which will be equity in Core Gaming, LLC, which is developing a platform for online gaming. Start with a standard disclaimer. We're not giving tax, legal, professional, or investment advice. As with any investment, there's associated risks and you could lose money investing, including potentially your entire investment. Make sure that you can afford to lose whatever you invest in a deal like this and that you consult with your own advisors before making an investment. Quick overview on Ticker Tape Investments and who we are and what we do, and then I'll hand it over to John Bardis from Core Gaming. So Ticker Tape is really more of a brand and a group of investors than it is any single company. It does have two early stage funds, Ticker Tape Investments and Ticker Tape 2, and those two funds invest in early stage companies. We also create a lot of single purpose entities. These invest in everything from apartment complexes to vacation rentals to hotels to medical businesses like surgery centers, rehab hospitals, emergency rooms, that sort of thing, but also lots of pre-IPO investing. You can see a lot of the logos on the screen are single purpose entities we created to invest in companies like SoFi, Kraken, Ripple, SpaceX, Impossible Foods, etc. So investors invest in multiple deals with us as a way to get some diversification. Typically, they either invest because there's an opportunity to get an immediate cash flow stream, like in the case of our multifamily deal that we just closed, or because they expect a short hold time with something like SoFi, where we bought the stock in SoFi and about 7-8 months later, we were liquid and out of the deal. So typically shorter hold times than most private equity investments. And so that's what we do. We expect to do a bunch more investment opportunities going forward. Right now we have a vacation rental deal open, an online dating site, a utility consumer savings business, an emergency room deal, etc. You can reach out to Rita Carpel if you have any questions about any of those other opportunities. But today we're here to talk about TTI Gaming Holdings, LLC, and TTI Gaming Holdings, as I said, is a single purpose entity. So we're creating a new LLC. You have the opportunity to buy shares of that LLC, and then the idea here is that that company is going to be the lead investor in the first equity round of a company called Core Gaming LLC. And I'm going to let John tell you all about that company and its blockchain gaming system. But the idea is that as an investor, you'll be part of the group of TTI investors that take the lead, and then we'll help additional investors come in and help Core Gaming finish out their round. In exchange for our sort of being the first one to step off the ship here, TTI Gaming is going to get a slight discount of 5% off the price of the shares, and also play a role in the guidance and development of the company. Any distributions that come to TTI Gaming Holdings, they're immediately passed through to the partners. The minimum investment is $10,000. You must be an accredited investor in order to participate. And then there is a management fee of 2% per year with a minimum of 5 years, plus a 15% carried interest after all the investors get their money back. So in other words, if you put in $1 million and you get back $2 million, then the first $1 million would be refunded to you. The second $1 million, we would take a 15% fee on those profits, or $150,000, and your net would be $1.85 million. We expect a return on this deal of somewhere between 4x and 7x or better, and that's not just a range. We would expect to get a 4 times return on a portion of our investment when the company does a Reg A plus offering, and then a 7x or greater return on the remainder of our investment after the company is fully public and either gets acquired or their shares become fully liquid. And I'll let John talk a little bit more about that in detail. With that, I am going to turn it over to you, John, and let you take it away. I think I do that by clicking this. How about now?
Okay, I think I have it. Let me see here.
See your desktop.
Okay, are you seeing, okay.
That went away.
All right, 1 second. Okay. It's not connecting. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and is the screen moving?
It is, yes.
Great. Okay, so thank you, everybody. Welcome to the presentation of Corby World. My name is John Bardis. I am one of the founders of Core Gaming, which is the company and game studio that owns and operates Corby World. So what is Corby World? So Corby World is an ecosystem that is dedicated to building fun and competitive and tactical games, which is what is referred in today's video game market as an esports style game. Our goal is to create a fun environment where players of all levels can come and play for free and work their ways up the rankings to potentially one day become a professional player. We have being a pro player in mind and ingrained in the entire ecosystem from the beginning. Our goal is to eventually one day have our games be a part of either pro leagues or pro circuits, or what is called in the video game industry as a franchise game. Our games are free to play. So for those of you who are new to the video game industry, free to play is a business model that's very popular today. It means that anybody can come and play the game for free, and the way that our company makes revenue is through the sale of in-game items. And these in-game items, they make the game more fun and more tactical and much more enjoyable to play. Another way we make our revenue is through the royalties of the sales of the in-games items. So we'll talk a little bit about royalties later, but we have created a lot of partnerships that help us do these sales of in-game items, and they do the resales and distributions of them. Two of the partners that are very significant to us, one of them is GameStop, which is a popular video game company. It's a publicly traded company. You can look them up. And also Immutable X, which is a $2 billion company in the gaming space. We are what is referred to as a Web3 company. So Web3 really means that we have implemented some sort of blockchain technology within our games. So we use blockchain technology to manage our in-game assets through technology called NFTs, and we also use it for in-game rewards through cryptocurrencies. In the in-game assets is a significant change that's happening in the gaming field today, and these in-game assets, what's happening is before, when you were buying something from a game, such as you were buying an item from Fortnite or Roblox, what was really happening is you were really just leasing that item to be able to be used within the game. Now with these new technologies, you can buy these items and you own them, and you completely own them to the point where you can take them to secondary markets and sell them. All right, so I just want to talk about the gaming industry in general. It's on a massive climb. It actually has been for the last 10 years, a steady growth. It's predicted to be at 500 billion by 2028. And the video game industry itself has just become so popular that its viewership has started to surpass many industries such as sports and even movies. It's estimated to be that there's 318 million people that watch esports on a daily basis, and another 322 million people who are watching it occasionally. In North America alone, the viewership for esports style content is bigger than all of the North American sports combined with the yearly viewership. The blockchain gaming market is also on a massive increase. It's currently valued at almost $5 billion. And over the course of the next 4 years, it's estimated to grow to 65 billion, which is going to account for a little bit over 10% of the total global gaming market. The esports industry itself is set to grow to about $2.3 billion by 2027. And this is an incredibly popular market space, the esports industry, and it has developed brand new household names there. Companies like FaZe Clan, Optics, Cloud9, they are now massive global brands thanks to the esports industry. So Corby World started in early 2022, and here are our accomplishments so far. So we have created a strong fan base for our gaming ecosystem and our games, 50,000 across all of our social channels. And this isn't just 50,000 people on our social, this is our active engagement of our social channels. This is how many fans are constantly engaging with us and our content. We did $350,000 in revenue. Now this was pre-game, like zero product. All we did was market to our fans, and we sold them in-game assets before they even saw the game, which is a huge accomplishment for us. We're very proud of that. We were awarded a grant by Immutable X. Immutable X is a very large gaming company. We are very proud that we also formed an official partnership with Immutable X. And we also were able to create partnerships with other large gaming companies for distributing of our game and our in-game assets, which is now giving us a potential buyers network for our in-game assets for our game of 1 million potential users. We have launched our game. So our game is currently in closed beta, very excited about that. And we have deepened our relationships with significant brands in esports. So companies like Nerd Streets and Knights and Community Gaming, these again are global brands that we have direct relationships with. And we've created a streamers team. There's 15 people currently streaming on channels, social channels such as Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and basically for core gaming, you have someone that's streaming content every single day for hours and hours at a time. And on some days, you can have 5 different people streaming content. What's so significant about that is that they're streaming our content. They're putting our gameplay, our in-game assets into the eyes of fans, of real people who play video games. And this has become an amazing channel for new games and game studios to create awareness and market their games directly to their consumers. So our first game in the Corby World ecosystem is called One Tap. We have developed a unique approach to this game. It is what's called an FPS game, or a first-person shooter. This is games like Halo, Call of Duty, Rainbow Six, Valorant. These are all very popular games today and have a high user base. We've created a brand new approach. Everything that's created for this game was created by Core Gaming, and very unique style of game. The whole thing is created from scratch. Every piece of artistry in there was created by us. All the game mechanics, all very unique. And there's even a unique storyline behind the whole system. So what are people saying about the One Tap Corby World game? So the Immutable Gaming team, they said that overall, probably one of the better FPS titles they've played so far. An NFT Investor Gamer, they said a must-have as part of your investment collection. So specifically talking about the in-game items. An esports professional player said, I love the animation and movement of this game, guaranteed to be a favorite game of FPS players. And another NFT investor and gamer said, this project is going to the moon, guaranteed a great investment for NFT collectors. All right, so a little bit about the Corby World leadership team. So Core Gaming is a little bit over 25 employees in total. It is led by me. I'm an experienced entrepreneur and a technology leader. I have been for the last 20 years. And Nadine, she's the head of our esports division. So she's the one who leads our teams and all of the marketing efforts, our stream teams and everything there. She's also an experienced entrepreneur, ran her own business for 15 years, very successful. Natalia and Diego, these are our gaming dynamic duos. Natalia has 10 years of experience creating video games, and Diego has dedicated his entire life to this style of video game developments, which is the FPS, first-person shooter gaming. And together they have done an amazing job that led us to a great product that's currently out in the market today. So I just want to take a minute to understand a little bit more about Web3 gaming and what that is, right? So Web3 gaming, or blockchain gaming, has given us new opportunities to engage with gaming fans, right? They've done this through creating new avenues of selling in-game items through many popular marketplaces. And this industry has completely just grown tremendously over the last 2 years, over 2,000% growth from 2021 to now. And it has attracted directly into this new style of in-game items and marketplaces. It has attracted over 1 million new gamers, and and because of its relationship with cryptocurrency, has also brought over 1 million new people who now have cryptocurrency wallets and are earning cryptocurrency rewards through these styles of gaming. Also, it sparked a new level of marketing and distribution for game studios. You know, in traditional senses, gaming had gotten to the point where a lot of these distribution gatekeepers were just getting in the middle of everything. And now with this new Web3 gaming phenomenon, it's easier to go into these marketplaces and launch your in-game items, and that creates a brand new level of awareness to these gamers who are looking to purchase these items, and they look forward to the game launching after that. Also, Twitter has now become a go-to place to build your initial fan base to your games, and it's fairly easily because they know now to look there for the release of new great games. So it's become using this technology and this new distribution channels, it's become even easier to create adoption for your new games. I think the requirement though still stands that you have to have a great game, and so that's why we built a unique, great game behind. So again, this is kind of like what Corby World's been doing all year, is creating great partnerships. So we talked about GameStop. Again, GameStop is a publicly traded company. They're a very popular gaming company, very well known. Other companies are Immutable X. This is a $2.5 billion gaming company that's currently partnering with us for distribution and marketing. Other large companies like Rarible, OKX, Magic Eden, these companies all have a million plus users or consumers within their systems, and they're partnering with us to help us distribute our in-game items. So Core Gaming Esports. So Core Gaming has their own esports organization. We primarily compete in North America, and we compete in a game called Valorant. And Valorant is FPS game, right? Again, first-person shooter game. Same style game as the one-tap game. The team has done very well. They've been together for about 15 months, and they have climbed the ranks and now have solidified themselves as a top 20 organization within North America. They've taken some first place and third place in significant tournaments, which has allowed them to create their place within the North American marketplace. And they have been able to establish a strong fan base because of their success. So they have about 150,000 fans across all their multiple social channels, which is fantastic for Core Gaming, and because this is another way. If you have these gamers out there, they're streaming their gameplay either through YouTube, through Twitch, through TikTok, through these popular channels. You're actually directly talking to the same people that you want to have play the Corby World games. So we're having these gamers create these fan base, and then they're promoting the one-tap Corby World games directly to these players that also love to play the same style games, the first-person shooters. So that's been very successful, and because of their success, we've gotten some really great partnerships through large brands. And also potential and also sponsorship offers. So what are we going to do with our funds? So we have our game, we have our operations already established. What we're going to be doing with the majority of our funds is marketing. And then along with marketing, we want to build a mobile version of our one-tap game. Mobile allows us to move into new demographics and new markets, especially around the Asian Pacific market and the South American markets, which are currently in massive growth. So we also want to continue expanding our regions. So this is specifically, again, moving into those emerging markets and expanding our technology into those areas. And we want to greatly expand our esports expansion. So we've seen growth in our North American esports team that has just done really well within our marketing system. And so we're now looking at expanding into the Asian Pacific market, specifically in the Philippines. And also we're currently in negotiations with a European team, and they're playing a different FPS game called Counter-Strike, and they're an excellent team, and they will give us a really great way to kind of maneuver into the European market. And then we want to use a small portion of our funding to do tournaments. Again, we're promoting the gameplay, become a professional player, and you do that through tournament play. Our revenue predictions for the next 18 months. So this revenue prediction is strictly on the high-level in-game assets. So the first one is our Pro Pass. So this is the Pro Pass is the one that we're pre-selling. So we pre-sold a small subset of it just to kind of test out the market, see how everything was doing, and it did very well. So we're very confident the Pro Pass will sell out very quickly, and it'll give us about $2.5 million in revenue. And then right after that, we're going to be doing our in-game assets. So this is a huge amount of items that's going to make the game tons more fun for the people who are playing it. So these are things called skins, like gun skins, weapon skins. We have pets in the game, and there's just a lot of things that they can purchase. We think it'll generate about 1.5 million in revenue over these 18 months. And then we kind of talked about royalties. So the Web3 space, what happens is because we sell these items to these individuals and they own it, right? And they can do whatever they want, and they can go and resell these in these open markets. So what we are allowed to do is we can add royalties to these in-game items. Currently our royalties are set at 6%. And based on current trade volumes, as we're selling more and more assets, we're predicting that we'll hit over 500,000 in royalties. Just because a single item can just be traded and sold and sold and sold over and over again, it's just constantly generating more revenue for us. And you can just imagine that that's a compounding number, right? So this is kind of like our safe predictions. And then at the end of the year, what we plan to do is sell a second wave of the Pro Passes. This will be the last wave of Pro Passes, so we think we'll be able to sell them for a little bit more. Excuse me. So here are our funding requirements. So our current valuation is at 16 million. We're looking to raise 1.6 million. We're doing it at $1 a share, but we are giving TTI Holdings a discount for early investment opportunities. There is a token behind this project, or cryptocurrency, as you might know it. This is available for those who qualify under our advisory team. If you have any specific questions about that, please reach out and we can definitely have some conversations about it. So we are selling our shares right now at $1 a share. We're raising 1.6 million. And what we're going to do with that 1.6 million is we're going to grow our active user count to 100,000. And then we're going to go ahead in 2024 and do our Reg A Plus at $4 a share. And that's when you can expect your first opportunity to do partial liquidity at, a 4 times investment. And then our expected exit is at $7 a share.
And just to kind of add some color there, John, so if you think in terms of 16 million shares, a $4 share price is, $64 million valuation, and a $7 a share price is, just over $100 million valuation. And a lot of these gaming companies kind of trade in that $100 million space. So the expectation is that, frankly, John and I think this company will be acquired by a larger gaming company sometime when it's in that $100 million valuation range. And we would expect to exit, once we kind of hit that level. If that doesn't happen, either because we don't come to terms or there's not a buyer, the company at that point would be fully publicly traded and likely trading at that valuation, given the expectations of the number of active players, and all the different revenue streams that come from it. The idea is that the company will create these items that you can buy in the game. Like, let's just say there's a particular rifle, and players purchase the rifle to use in the game, and they pay a certain price for it. They then maybe get tired of that rifle and sell it on the secondary market to some other player who buys it and uses it in the game. And then the idea is that some of those things over time, and of course the company in part will manage this, but also some of it just kind of happens naturally. Some of those items will become will gain significant monetary value. Kind of beyond the control of the company, just from players bidding up the values. And the company will kind of play along with that and nudge that and motivate that because, as John pointed out, every time player number 73 sells a gun to player number 97, Core Gaming gets a fee, the transaction fee. And so we want lots of activity among our players. And this is what's going on with multiple other NFTs and video games and Web3 games and the whole sort of concept, the whole sort of industry is growing rapidly, sort of came out of nowhere and sort of represents the future of online gaming. And so that's what I like about the opportunity from the ticker tape perspective is we are early stage at the cutting edge, but we're not investing in a startup. This game is built, it is running, people are playing it as we speak. New people are signing up to play it every day as we speak. As of when, John, did the closed beta start?
Yep, since the end of December.
Into December. So we're literally right at the opening of that. And, it's not a coincidence that Corby decided to launch their equity offering right after they launched the beta of the game, right? They want investors to feel comfortable that, this is not something that's on the drawing board. People are actually shooting each other as we speak and streaming it online. You could go to Twitch and I assume, John, you can just, I haven't tried it yet. I need to, I guess, go on to Twitch and search for One Tap and watch people play.
I'm sure you'll find one or two, yeah.
Yep. And so, the name of the game obviously is to promote that, motivate that, whether it's selling eggs in NFT auctions or letting people get eggs for free by promoting and spreading the word about the company, creating excitement on Twitter and Discord and other platforms where online gamers hang out. But that's why I think this is a compelling investment to me. I think the liquidity expectation around $7 a share plus or minus $1 makes a lot of sense. The part of when that will occur is kind of the variable, right? Is this thing take off like a fireball and we're at $100 million valuation in 12 months? Or does that take 2.5 years? We obviously can't predict that. It just depends on how many people sign up, how quickly and how sticky they are and how often they use the game. But so far the reviews are great. The response to the launch of the beta has been substantial, and we're very pleased with the progress so far. With that, I'll shut up and give it back to you, John.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, so and then I wanted to share what some of the companies that are like Core Gaming that went public or did a Series A in 2022. So here's a handful of them, and the two that are highlighted, Horizon Blockchain Gaming and Faraway Gaming, they're very close to the business strategy and the style of company that Core Gaming is, and they just closed, Horizon closed a $53 million round, like 5 months ago, and Faraway did a $29 million round 4 months ago. And that is the end of the presentation. Thank you everybody for joining us. So for any follow-ups, please do follow up with Rita Carpel, and her information is right here on this slide. Yep.
You can also reply to the emails that invited you to this presentation, whether live or in the recording. But just to recap, so TTI Gaming Holdings is purchasing shares of Core Gaming at a 5% discount. As the lead investor in this $1.6 million round, we will be the anchor investor and help other investors with their due diligence, et cetera. Super excited about the launch of the closed beta of the game. We see this as an opportunity to get a lot of alpha in our portfolio without taking a huge amount of risk. It's not a startup. It's got revenues. It's actually operating, and it's a development team that I'm familiar with. I've worked with John over the years on numerous different projects. And have been following the Corby World progress since it started. So if you have any questions, reach out to us. We're happy to put you in touch with John if you have technical or other questions. Otherwise, we'll see you guys on the next presentation.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.